In our videos, you may see us say a variety of terms such as proletariat, bourgeoisie, capitalism, exchange, among other things. These are some of the most essential terms to Marxist economics, as they will help us look at the society we live in through a lens that is scientific. In this video, we will go over what exactly is meant by Marxist economics and some of the very basic concepts and terms used. Let's go over some general relationship terms, the first of which being the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. The proletariat is the working class, the backbone of society. They are hired by the bourgeoisie class and exploited by them. Then we have the bourgeoisie or capitalist class. They own the means of production and exploit hired laborers, also known as the proletariat. Among these classes, there are also sections of the proletariat and the bourgeoisie, namely the lumpen or illegal sections and the intelligentsia or intellectuals. There are other bourgeoisie, such as the imperial bourgeoisie, comprador bourgeoisie, national bourgeoisie, and the petite bourgeoisie as well. The imperial bourgeoisie and the comprador bourgeoisie are connected. The imperialist bourgeoisie exploits beyond their home countries, and the compradors help the imperial bourgeoisie to do so. The national bourgeoisie are just like the comprador bourgeoisie, only instead of aiding imperialism, they instead aid the sides of national liberation against imperialism. Hence why the national bourgeoisie are sometimes referred to as allies, quote-unquote, however they only serve a temporary purpose. The petite bourgeoisie have qualities of the proletariat, but at best this class has a few workers employed. Most bourgeoisie in the petite section aim to become national bourgeoisie themselves, and typically do not tend to exploit their workers as much as, quote, big bourgeoisie do. Lumpen bourgeoisie and proletariats are just like their counterparts, only they are the most reactionary of the classes. The way the lumpens obtain their wealth are through illegal means such as prostitution, trafficking, stealing, and other means. The lumpen proletariat are usually also sex workers, drug dealers, and bandits, while lumpen bourgeoisie are members of cartels, gangs, and trafficking rings. The intelligentsia are those who are critically advanced in knowledge, although some are proletarian and some are bourgeoisie. The ones being proletariat are professional revolutionaries leading the avant-garde party or professors of the like. Bourgeoisie intelligentsia are usually civil servants or bureaucrats. There are other classes such as peasants and serfs, however they are part of feudalism and semi-feudalism, and for the most part in this video we will only cover capitalist societies and elements. Monopolies are large economic institutions, such as corporations, cartels, syndicates, and trusts that are privately owned and dominate sectors of industry, markets, economy of a country, or entire regions. They are formed based on the concentration of production and capital. Now let's dive into some basic elements of capitalist society. Labor is the backbone of all societies. Labor is aimed at changing the objects of nature to fit human needs. The second is commodities. Commodities are products of labor produced for human consumption, and they possess a twofold nature. Because of this twofold nature, value is split into two main categories. Use value is the usefulness of the object, whereas exchange value is how much the object is worth in the market compared to other commodities. Labor, too, is a commodity under capitalism. Specifically, it is called labor power. The capitalist buys labor power from the worker on the market. Money is a commodity under capitalism. It is also an exchange of commodities. Wages are the price of labor power, which is the sole commodity possessed by the proletariat under capitalism. The proletariat is required to sell this commodity in order to maintain subsistence, and through this, generally locked out of competing in the market as an individual. Then we have capital. Capital is simply a process in which money is invested in order to produce more money. Capital is a very complex formula and process that we will explain in a later video. For now, here is a brief summary of the formula. MCM is the formula we will be using. M represents money, which buys commodities, C represents commodity, and M is the final product sold for even more money. The market is simply a sphere of commodity exchange, but it also is used as a tool of extraction of surplus value by the capitalists. Now let's go over some societal and political terms. Private property is the means of production being owned by private individuals, specifically the capitalists. Personal property are non-production related objects that belong to a person. These would include generally consumed commodities such as food, a house, or iPhones. Division of labor is when different sections of labor are divided from each other. History shows there is divided labor between agriculture and industry, town and city, and manual and mental labor. Means of production are places where commodities are produced by the workers. These include factories, farms, mines, and small tools such as hammers, sickles, shovels, and more. Relations of production are a system of economic relations among people arising in the process of the production, distribution, exchange, and consumption of material values. Mode of production is a historically determined mode of obtaining material wealth. It is primarily based on the productive forces of a society and of the relations of production. For example, capitalism, feudalism, socialism are all modes of production. Society is mainly driven by only 6 modes of production, primitive communism, slave societies, feudalism, capitalism, socialism, and communism. Capitalism is an economic system where the means of production are owned by private individuals and exploit hired labor. Socialism, or lower stage communism, is a political economic system where the proletariat suppress the capitalist class under the dictatorship of the proletariat. The means of production are either owned collectively or by the state. Communism is a stateless, moneyless, classless society that emerges after socialism has completely destroyed the capitalist class. The state is a tool of oppression by the ruling class. Specifically, they use the institutions of the state, such as the police and military, to make sure that classes do not exploit them or rise up against them. An additional related term is the use of quality and quantity. Quality refers to the features and properties of an object, while quantity is manifested only in the system of an object's relations to other objects. We will dive more into quantity and quality in our next videos. The purpose of this is strictly for the study of economics. Now that we have knowledge of all the selected terms, it'll help you to better understand what we are talking about in our next videos. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and share with your friends, join our website and Discord, and until then, we'll see you in the next video.